Welcome to another episode of Cross the Line Sports. I'm your host, Crystal K, and with me, as always, is Nash over here.
What's good?
And Carlos over here.
What's going on? Feel good to be back.
How's it going, guys? What's up?
Great.
He depressed over there.
Hey.
He depressed over there.
Listen, we still going 11 and, what I say, 11 and
You
6.
said 11 and 6.
Hey, man, we just 0 and 3 right now.
But still going 11 and 6.
We're going
Hey.
11 and 6.
Okay.
Hey, you got to get on a nice
They
little
say
run.
God is good all the time. Hey.
All right, so let's get into today's hot news. So, everybody knows Dame Lillard, Damian Lillard,
Big Dame.
Dame time.
finally picked a team. So he is going to the Bucks. Are you guys shocked about him going to the Milwaukee Bucks?
Go ahead.
Shocked. I'm pissed. I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I was expecting him to come with Jimmy Buckets and Bam, hero. So, man, that kind of hurt me. But I'm glad he's going to a championship contender team now. Him and Giannis going to be something scary.
I couldn't, initially, I said back when I did the show with KB, one of my off-season predictions was Dame going to Phoenix for Ayton and CP3. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen, but I was surprised about Milwaukee. But he is going to a good team, a good contender. For me, I didn't see, like, when they were saying Miami, I didn't see it because it was like, what are you going to give up to get Dame? And, me, I was covering the games. And when I went to the Hornets playing Miami, I was like, even though they got on a crazy run and got to the finals this year, I was like, this don't even look like a team that's, like, set up to, win a championship. I was like, they a few pieces away from it. Mm-hmm. So even though they got a crazy hot run with Jimmy and Bam and everybody, I was like, I don't get why Dame would want to go to Miami if he's want to win a championship.
Yeah.
But, going to Milwaukee, that's a good move. A great move for them. I know they gave up Jrue Holiday, but I think all the teams overall, when you break down their trade, they all got some valuable assets. Dame being the biggest piece. Mm-hmm. I didn't see Milwaukee, but I do think that's a good fit for him, though. And that's going to give Giannis more space on the floor now because you got another shooter in Dame, and, they bigs and shoot threes. So it's going to give Giannis a lot more room to, drive to the lane.
Okay, so backing up, I think this is just your bias, but how did you see that working? Did you actually see Dame in Miami working?
Carlos just said Miami was a few pieces away from making it big. My thing is, in the past 5 seasons, the Heat have been in the finals, Eastern Conference, like 3 or 4 to 5 times.
But what were they going to have to give up for Dame?
Listen.
Because you got to give up pieces to get Dame.
Come on.
So when you
It's
do
Dame
that,
they can have Hero.
That ain't enough. That ain't enough.
They need more.
But you had like Dame is like Dame didn't need too much.
No, Dame superstar.
He needed to get paid, yes, but
Hero is not enough for Dame at all. So you got to throw in Dame.
You could have cleaned the whole roster, and we would have been just like Boston.
And
two
two
guards.
You're gonna have to give up Dame. You're gonna have to give up Bam. You're gonna have to give up Hero.
Take him.
Nah.
Take
then you start from scratch again.
I'd rather take that risk than now we don't got nothing.
Nah, I can't do that. You got to at least, if you give up those pieces, you got to at least keep Jimmy and Bam. And I would try to keep Hero. But, Hero going to have to be part of the trade if you trying to move Dame. But if you move all those pieces and Dame land in Miami, all you got left is Jimmy and Dame. That ain't enough. Y'all won't be. It ain't better than Boston.
Enough to get them to the finals. We've been getting to the finals without them.
Be better than Boston. No.
We didn't beat Boston every time. Has Boston got past us?
And they choked.
Has Boston got past us?
They choked.
Point exactly, man.
Okay. So I didn't hear why, but anyway, why is this a good fit for Dame in Milwaukee? Carlos, you first, please.
Oh, I just think it's a good trade for them simply because you gave up Jrue Holiday. But you still, I think Dame is a better player. Of course, you're going to give up a little bit more defensively, but Dame is a proven all-star. Then you still got Chris Middleton, and you still got, of course, Giannis. He ain't going nowhere. You got Bobby Portis, another stretch forward that can shoot. You got Lopez who can stretch the floor and shoot. So that's going to give Giannis a lot more room to drive the paint. And if you can't collapse on the paint because, Miami would always build the wall against Giannis. Mm-hmm. Well, if you do that, now Giannis can kick it out to Dame. You can't leave him open. You can't leave open Lopez. He's a knockdown three-point shooter as a big man. So that's going to straight open the floor up for them. So that's why I think it's a good move. I think they might end up trying to make another move. The key to me, I think, is going to be Chris Middleton if he can come back healthy. Mm-hmm. Like, at least be 85% of what he was. If he can come back healthy, then I think that's going to me right now, you probably would have to put them as a favorite in the East, assuming that Middleton is healthy.
Milwaukee needed a ball handler. You got a 7-footer handling the ball most of the time. They needed a dominant ball handler that could find his own shot as well as get everybody involved. He stretches the floor. That's easy. Now I think all they need is a shooter. They need some sharpshooters, and what's happening is people want rings now, so you finna have these sharpshooters taking low pay.
Vet minimums
to come out there and get that ring. So just watch a lot of sharpshooters get ready to head on to Milwaukee. But they needed a ball handler. Middleton, what's my guy you just said?
Drew Holiday.
Bobby Portis. Yeah. Those are good 3 and 4 players, but you needed a dominant 2-1, and they getting that.
But Giannis got to get better too. Like, his free throws have been terrible, so that's gonna be important for them as well. Outside of Middleton health, Giannis got to become a better shooter, all around as well. Like, free throws, he got to get at least around 75%, at least 70 to 75%, somewhere around at least 75 as a superstar player. And then his jump shot, he got to improve that. But it's gonna help him out a lot because they're gonna create so much space. But Middleton's health and Giannis, if he can develop a little bit better jump shot and free throws, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Well, he'll have a chance to do it now because he ain't got to hold the ball often. He ain't gonna be the main focus now. So he got time to work on all that. Get in the lab.
Yeah. And they ain't gonna close it out when it's money time.
It's Dame time.
Dame time.
Yeah.
So what does this do to the East?
It just flops it. East always has one powerhouse, one or two powerhouses, and it's always between those. First it was Miami. It was leaning towards Boston. Philly kind of. They wishy-washy.
I don't trust Philly.
Exactly. So it's always just that one dominant team that going to the East. And this pick made it Milwaukee hands down, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee is at the top, slightly over Boston. I did read what Woj was saying something about even though Holiday went to Portland, they looking at moving him again. I think, for me, Boston should get in on that move. Try to figure out a way to get Holiday. If they can get Holiday and pair him with Tatum and Jaylen Brown, since they gave up Marcus Smart, because I think that's going to be a bigger loss than what they think.
Yes.
If they can put him with Boston, I probably would lean back more towards Boston. But for right now, as the teams look right now on paper, I'm going to definitely say Milwaukee and then Boston are the two top teams in the East. Like you said, with Philly, I don't trust them, and I don't think Harden is nearly the player that he was. Of course, you still got Embiid, who's going to be dominant. But right now, I'd still say the two top teams would be Milwaukee and then Boston in the Eastern Conference.
Boston looking a little sketchy, too. They done paid Brown. Once you get paid, that skill level go down, man. This man done got, 250, 200? They've been talking about his game and trading him for the last 5 years.
Yes.
And then you go give him this huge contract.
You have a choice.
Man, I feel like it's finna go down.
If you let Brown go, what do you do? Like, what you gonna get? And it's not easy to just find an all-star. You can't just let him walk. That,
but what happens when people get paid?
I think
when you get paid,
But this is the thing, though. So Brown has been in Boston for maybe 6 years now. So they get to see him on an everyday basis. They know everything about him. So if they didn't really trust him, they would have either let him walk or they would have traded him by now because they see him on an everyday basis. So they trust the type of person that he is because you got to trust him. If you're going to give him this type of money.
But what are you trusting? He's been giving you the exact same thing since he's been there.
He got you to the finals.
But every time he gets to the finals, they're never a good combination with him and Tatum. I feel like it's time
to go in the state.
Is it Brown's fault? Is it him? Because I
don't think it's Brown.
I don't think he's wishy-washy just like Tatum wishy-washy.
Everybody have bad games though.
No, them boys have never been able to collab consistently to where I'm gonna be making them both the future of my franchise even longer.
But if you on a night in and night out basis, for the majority of the games that they play, they're gonna be 2 of the top 3 best players on the floor. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to find. You can't just let anybody like that walk. You got to pay them, and you just got to roll with the punches. That's why it's important to build a solid team around them. But I mean, Brown is still, if you look at it, he's a top 15 player.
But I'm saying, do those two match? Are they comparable? Like him and Tatum.
They got you to the finals.
But
You
they got
just
you
ran
strictly
into-
off. They got you strictly off talent. But then when it came to a team that knew how to outweigh that talent with actual defensive schemes, we
You
seen
gotta
both of
put a
them boys
better team around
fold.
them. But hey, man, you
So
ran
talent
into-
can only get you so far between when it's time to get actual chemistry and actually the
trust
puzzles.
them. And they only 25, 26, so you got another at least 7 to 8 great years just with those two. You just got to put the right pieces around them. I know Horford's getting older, and who they got? The big they just signed when they traded Marcus Smart. They got and I was just watching Porzingis.
Yeah.
For me, he's a good player, but when I watch him, he doesn't dominate like he should. It's no way like he should be like a 28 and 12, 13 on a nightly basis, and he should be dominating like that. But he stays hurt as well.
Yeah, injury prone.
That's why I was kind of like, it helps them offensively, but giving up Marcus Smart, I think that's going to hurt them. But you still got to find the right pieces to put around Tatum and Brown. As long as you got those two main pieces, the way the East is set up, they probably going to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals again, just because you got those two and you still got a good enough team around them. Now, in the Conference Finals and the Finals, that's when you got to have a good team and great coaching, because those are the 4 best teams in the league. So then you got to really have a solid team around them. But for right now, man, I'm all in on Jaylen Brown and Tatum. I trust them enough to get me that far.
Don't put your money on Boston, all I'm saying.
So this season is definitely going to be interesting.
Definitely.
NBA is definitely making some changes this season. So I want to talk to you guys about the resting policy. They're going to be doing things a little bit different. So no more than 1 star player can sit out. You must play at least 65 games. What else? Let me get my phone. Hold on. But what do y'all think about that while I'm pulling up these rules? Oh, teams must ensure that star players are available for national televised games. And then they're going to fine players that aren't doing this. So the first fine for the first violation is going to be $100,000. The second one is $250,000, and then the third time it's It's $1.25 million for the third violation, and then the team will also be fined. So, what does this do?
They sticking them this muddy waters right here. They're making a rule, but you're not really gonna know how it's gonna pan out, because you got to differentiate who's star players, what is considered like we know who star players is. But when you say 2 star players, is like, are we going by stats? Are we going by popularity? What's considered a star player?
Exactly.
How do you define it?
It's to me, from a fan standpoint, of star players, to the most exciting player, the popular player, the one you come to see. Like, people come to see Curry.
But can you name an exciting player that is not a star player, like on a team right now?
An exciting player that
That's
is
not a star player. Anybody coming to mind? Somebody exciting that
I think
is
everybody's
not
got a
deemed
good
star player.
I think everybody got good players though.
What's my guy from New Orleans with the braids?
Brandon Ingram.
No, the light skinned guy.
Oh, Alvarez.
He's excited.
Alvarado,
Like
Alvarez,
he throws. He has his little swag with him.
Alvarado, yeah.
Like, he brings that grit to the game to make you want to watch the game.
Yeah.
But are people really gonna be disappointed if he doesn't play?
No, but I'm just saying, like, you.
That was my
stats.
issue with it, is because it's like, instead of just saying like a all-star, just say players in general. Like, if you're not hurt, you should be out there. Like, why just say all-star? That was my biggest issue with the whole thing. And I mean, I'm all for, like, the guys playing. I feel like they should be playing, because I'll never forget last year, it was Milwaukee and LA. They had a Friday night game, And I think LA beat Milwaukee. And then the next Saturday night, Milwaukee had to come to Charlotte. And this was Chris Middleton's first game back that Friday night against LA. So when they came to Charlotte, Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday, all three of them sat out. Even though they played the night before, I guess you look at Charlotte like it's a lighter team that they should win, which they did win that game. But it's like you just played Friday night, so why are you sitting out Saturday night? That's my biggest issue with the whole thing. It's just like you're saying, those guys. But I feel like if you're a player and you're not injured, you should be out there, no matter like All-Star, any of that stuff. You should be out there playing. But
because this whole thing is entertainment. You have a job because we came to watch you play.
Exactly.
You're not playing just because it's good for your health. You playing because people love to see y'all play. It brings excitement to the world.
Exactly.
So when you sit out, like my favorite team, Miami, I can't afford to go to Miami games, so I go to Charlotte Hornet. They're not good. If I go to Charlotte and my star player not playing, I'm pissed. Like I didn't pay my money to see my favorite player, and they're not playing just because it's what they call a low ball sorry team.
Exactly. Yeah.
That messes up how I feel. Like I didn't spent my hard earned money on the ticket, and that's what you get paid from, but you're not even playing.
Exactly. And that was my thing with it, just going covering the games. To me, I'm like, if I'm a fan having to pay my hard earned money, I wouldn't buy a ticket until the day of the game because you don't know who's gonna play now. Like when we came up, we never had to question whether Kobe, T-Mac, AI. We never had to question whether none of those guys were going to play. Like, every single night, they showing up.
Injured and all. They wanted to play.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now, the game is so catered around how the players feel now. Like, I hate to say it, but in a certain sense, they got too much of a voice. Like, they become drama queens in a sense. Like, I don't want to play here. I'm going to say I'm not healthy just so I don't have to play. I'm going to sit out. When it's all about money, they're already rich. You're just taking away from the people who are scraping up money to actually see you play. Mm-hmm. And that's what's really hurting the game.
And then the other thing around the rule is I feel like it's still going to be a loophole to it because how can you tell a player if he's injured or not? Mm-hmm. So, like, just like in the playoff game last year when Phoenix and the Clippers were playing and Kawhi went out there and dropped like 38 or whatever that was, and then come game 3 or whatever, he was out. Like, he missed the rest of the series. It's like we just saw him put up a 30-piece and they won, and then next thing you know, he's out. So how can you tell a guy if he's injured that he's got to be out there? So I don't know how that's what I'm saying. How can you tell a guy like, no, you good, you need to be out here playing? Plus, they were already missing Paul George, who was another all-star. So what does the league do in that type of situation? Like, if you missing Paul George, clearly we saw him get injured, but then we see Kawhi drop 38 or whatever it was, and then next thing you know, he's gone for the rest of the series. So how can the league tell a guy that he's injured?
And I'm going to take it a step further. This might be on some Illuminati type stuff, but I believe this new rule is kind of in with sports gambling. Like, all of the stuff tied into gambling, and especially since gambling is legal and whatnot, players even know players have themselves have said, oh, I'm going to mess up your prize pick because it say I'm supposed to get 20 points. I'm going to make sure I don't get that 20 points for y'all cussing me out on social media. So you got to think that all that plays into this whole thing. The NBA was like, okay, cool. We know gambling is a big part of the sport. Oh, we sit in players. Okay, that's messing up our prize pick money. And players can fix it in a sense. So it's like they're trying to cut down on everything to make sure this keeps being a money machine.
Yeah. Think about this, too. So the top 3 picks in the draft, you had Wembanyama, you had Brandon Miller, and Scoot Henderson. So these are 3 star players, but they haven't proven anything yet. So a lot of people are gonna come see them play. So what if something happens to them? What does the league do to them? I mean, they're not considered like all stars or anything yet. That's their first year, but they are stars, young stars in the league. So what does the league exactly? So what does the league do to teams like that? Or like if LaMelo Ball, God forbid, he get injured again this upcoming season, the Hornets don't have another all-star on their team right now. So what do you do to the Hornets in that situation? Do you penalize them for him being injured? That's what I'm saying.
I feel like once you define what injured is, or I'm sure they have some type of stipulation. I mean, maybe medical reports, but I feel like all injuries
It's
aren't
always gonna be
on paper,
loophole.
but
Exactly. It's loop. That's what I'm saying. It's loopholes around
it's
it.
sticky.
Some guys, especially if some guys have like a back-to-back night, or maybe they just bump their leg or anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just sit out, even though it might be something they can push through. Sometimes the team just holds those guys back. So
Man,
what if you have just one star player on your team? Like, what do you do in this situation? Because, and you know, with the Hornets, like I'm going back to them, like if LaMelo goes out, like last season, would you really go? No disrespect to any of those guys, but would you really just go see them knowing like he's out? Unless you know somebody on the other team has like an all-star player, like the Hornets would just struggle last year.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand like how that kind of it helps the league. I understand you. I'm all for the guys. If they're hurt, if you're hurt, then don't play. Like if you're really injured, then don't play. But how can you prove if somebody's really hurt? That's my only thing with the whole, rule that they put in.
Man, it boils down to these super teams. All these super teams being created. If you know you're on a sorry team, you have no way of making it. Like everybody plays sports to win. It's passion, and when you know you're nowhere near winning, then that's when you get your money. So that's what the players on sorry teams are doing. I'm gonna get my money. In order to get my money, I'm gonna have to stay healthy. But these NBAs have 100% guaranteed contracts, so it's like.
I think that what you just said, that made me think about it. That works to the advantage of a team like Phoenix now because you got 3 All-Stars and KD, Book, and Bradley Beal. So they can go into a game and KD can sit out, but you still got Devin Booker and Bradley Beal or vice versa, any of those two. So it really benefits a team
that's stacked.
They're stacked, yeah, because now they can afford to go sit out one guy and let the others play. Or like Golden State with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and Chris Paul now. So they can go into a game like, all right, Chris, you can just chill this game. We got Steph, Clay, and Draymond, or vice versa, like any of those other 3. So in a sense, it does benefit a team that's top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what these new
Sticky.
rules do. It is sticky, so hopefully it helps. Hopefully it helps the game and it helps the fans.
Facts.
I hope.
Yep.
So, switching from the court to the field, this week Colin Kaepernick did send a letter to the Jets requesting to be on the practice squad. Should the Jets hear him out?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
I love Kaepernick to death. I love his movement. I love everything. I wish it never would have got to this point, but once you agree and take a settlement outside of court legally from a company or institution, company, whatever, never should you be able to. I don't understand, get the concept of you wanting to come back. Mm-hmm. If I slip and fall at Balo and break my leg and get millions, I'm not shopping in Balo anymore. I got what I needed out of there. It's unfortunate. I still need groceries. He still wants to play sports, but it is what it is. You just don't go back to that mucky water place because it's like it's tainted now. Like it'll never be the same. And you got to think this is a young sport. Like you ain't played in 6 years. These young guys don't play. They're only lasting 2 and 3 years, and you've been out 6. So it's just like it isn't adding up to me. I understand you got passion. I will get into coaching if that's still what you want to do. But as far as it's playing, you might want to hang it up.
Yeah, I was I read that letter early before we came in here, and for me, like I appreciate him taking that stance that he did, but now it's like to me, I don't understand. It almost look like you kind of contradicting yourself because you allude to them kind of like blackballing you, and then you compare the league to like slavery. But then you get your settlement, but then all of a sudden you want to come back and play for the league that you consider like slavery. So it's like almost like, why would you want to go back to something that oppressed you for those years that you were playing? Yes, you gain financial benefits from it, but if it was really like that, why would you want to go back to it? And then just the letter, it almost felt like
staged. It
just desperate. Like I that's the part I didn't like. It was almost like you begging them to like please sign me, and then he was saying that if they could just put him in the letter, he was saying that he won't be a threat to Zach Wilson. It was just even if they could just put him on the practice squad just so he can be an asset and help the guys, benefits. Like, you want to come back just to be on the lowest level. And it's no disrespect to those guys, because to be in the NFL, even on the practice squad, is an honor and a privilege. But, just to say you want to just be on the practice squad and that's it, I think that's not enough. And, of course, it's going to bring a lot of attention even if you bring Kaepernick in this situation.
And I think that's what they're trying to get away from. Like, the NFL know they did wrong by Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing wrong, if he come back, it's attention, negative attention. We're trying to play football. We're trying to help our organization. That unwanted attention can be negative on a Super Bowl contending team. Now, if this letter came from my guy Cam Newton, which is he may have a year or two left in the league, but he could help a team fill a roster spot. He been out the league less than a year. He's still active and ready to play. It hasn't been that big old time gap. That's like I can feel Cam coming with that letter, because he still has the potential to help someone. All Cap will bring is attention.
Yeah, and he didn't compare the league to slavery. Yeah, like that. So, to me, that's like it's almost kind of like he's contradicting himself.
Made a movie about it.
Exactly. Yeah,
capitalized like tremendously.
And I'm all for Cap. I'm all behind him. But to me, at this point, it's like,
when you took the stance, you did it to change the world. And in a sense, you did what you needed to do. Like, people after you, they're good. But you had to sacrifice the rest of your playing career to do that. Mm-hmm. That was a monumental step you did. Cool. It's over with now. Like, continue to do your great works off the field, in my opinion.
Yeah. And like I said, and there's no disrespect to Cap, but even if I needed a quarterback, like right now, I would still, if I'm looking for guys, I would still take, just because it's been so long, I would still, like you said, I would still take Cam and Carson Wentz over Cap right now, just because they've played recently. Not saying that they're better than him, but recently they have been playing football, and it's been, like you said, 6-7 years, so that's a long time.
And working out and being football. In game shape is two different things. Actually being out there on the field.
And even bringing him in, I still think that'll be a threat to Zach Wilson, because the way he's playing right now, somebody's going to take his job. He's playing terrible. Anyway, he's just terrible. So
as soon as he make one bad play, what are the fans going to do? Boo, boo, get him out.
In.
That's crazy. I'm
going to bring somebody in anyway to get that spot, because what he got going on right now, that ain't it. So what you're saying is your Jets ain't going to the Super Bowl now? Oh, first of all, I ain't say Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Hold on.
He hyped them boys up.
I
told you God work good when he working, boy.
I said the Jets and my Ravens was going to meet in the AFC Championship, and we was going to beat them.
All I heard was the Jets is like that. The Jets is like that.
I still got that film of the first interview.
Them boys fighting on the sideline from what I seen the other night.
Because of that quarterback. He's terrible.
That's all I'm saying.
Man, I ought to
Them boys deleting Instagrams and
they bad off right now. Yeah, they bad off.
Come on now.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got hurt, man, and that was it. Like, I can't control injuries. If it wasn't for that, they would have been well on their way. But man, with Zach Wilson, they gonna play these 17 games. And then they going home, because that ain't it. That's why I would bring in Cam or Carson Wentz. I think they just signed Trevor Siemian. They still going home after these next. They got 14 games left.
Yeah.
After that 14, they gonna be at the house. But that's gonna put them in a unique situation too. I know that's just thinking about it is because let's just say they have like one of the top 2 or 3 worst records in the league. Then you got to go get a quarterback. Even though Aaron Rodgers is supposed to come back. Caleb Williams, Shador, if he come out, I think you still got to go get a quarterback then, because Zach Wilson got to go regardless. Like, he done showed you, like, he ain't the answer. So after this season, they probably going to move on from him or let him play out his contract, and that's it. So you might as well find you a quarterback. If you have one of the 2 or 3 worst records in the league, you might as well just find you a quarterback, or that kid from North Carolina, May. They probably going, if they have one of the worst records in the league, they probably gonna go after a quarterback, because you might as well prepare for the next step after Aaron Rodgers anyway, assuming that he does come back, which I think he will. But yeah, back to Kaepernick though. I just think that's going, to me, it's just kind of like contradicting himself. The only thing I just hope now, looking back on it, I hope he doesn't look back on it saying, I wish I wouldn't have took that stance, knowing that it cost him his career. That's the only thing I hope, like, he doesn't regret, taking that stance of what he believed in, because I appreciate what he did, and a lot of people understood what he took a knee for. So I just hope that he doesn't regret, that movement.
I'm with that. Speaking of Shador, prime time. So last week, yes, they got smoked. We all saw it.
Smoking on it, the Shador pack.
We all saw it. 42-6. What does this loss say to y'all? What does it say? And what do you expect this week when they play USC?
It says a lot about the people. When you're hot, but when you're not, they're going to talk about you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still high on these guys. Like, I just like it just for they bringing swag to the game. They bringing excitement to college football. They're shaking up these powerhouses. Like, it's not all about the Alabamas and the Clemsons. They're switching the needle, so to speak. So I love it. Of course, we all knew this man wasn't going undefeated.
Right.
Like, it was they were predicted to win 1 or 2 games. So 3 out of 4 is not bad. These guys, they like what I like Prime said is, you caught me at my worst. Go ahead and get me now, because it's the worst I'm going to be. That's straight facts. Like, I don't care if they lose the rest of these games. I think they're going to get a bowl game. They can lose the rest of these games. He made his imprint on the league. He made everybody take notice. And that was the main thing he wanted to do this season.
And even though college football is popular, like look what he's doing. Man, we never watched Colorado football. Like, we weren't even thinking about, no disrespect to them, but we weren't even thinking about watching Colorado. Prime was the only reason that we tuned in to them. To me, I said the other day, I feel like this was kind of like watching Prime in Colorado. It felt like a Mayweather fight to me, because everybody's tuning in just to try to see Floyd lose a fight. So it's like everybody was tuning in to watch Colorado lose a game. And it's a lot of people that were relieved that he lost. But to me, I feel like that's probably one of the games that we're going to lose, just because Oregon's good enough to probably win the championship this year. I don't think it's like a clear-cut dominant favorite this year, but Oregon looked really good. I think they might end up being a playoff team this year. But Prime, like you said, even if Travis Hunter would have played, I still don't think they would have beat him. It was just because they was just getting beat up front.
Right. Yeah, it's not. You didn't even have a chance to see the quarterback work, or
he couldn't even have time to throw the ball.
Explosive players, because he didn't have time.
Yeah, he was getting lit up, man, and it was just a mismatch. It was just Oregon was just an all around better team. Like, no matter how you put it, they were just a better team. And then when I saw that 4th down on their own 17 or whatever it was, and that fake punt, I was like,
they was getting disrespectful.
Yeah, I said, they trying to run it up.
Yeah.
I like they trying to run it up on Prime, man. But I know it's a lot of people that was relieved that Colorado lost, because they don't like what Prime brings to college football.
What people are we talking about?
You already know.
You got to see. I'm glad we talking about this, because I told someone you said it reminded you of a Mayweather fight. I said Prime reminded me of when Obama got in office. These folks didn't have a reason why they didn't like him other than the obvious. It's like these boys, like I'm ready for them to lose this and that, but you don't really have a concrete reason other than what's visible. And it's like when you finally get him down or he make a mistake, it's like, the world is a better place. But like, come on now, like you showing your true colors, like,
and they don't want to come out and say it, but deep down, you know why.
Like, they don't want to watch hilarious.
It is.
It's like you can't say this stuff still doesn't exist when it exists 100%.
Oh yeah,
y'all know what we talking about.
It's definitely there.
I don't care. I'm still tuning in.
Yeah,
me too. Yeah, I love tuning in. Me tuning in. I think they got a better shot this weekend against USC, because they defense is not really.
And what
that
better
good.
way to redeem yourself than to get back at the Heisman winner?
Exactly.
Come on, get you some get back. That's a storyline, baby.
Exactly. I'm rooting for Prime, even though he lost. Man,
I'm ready to hold up
and
watch
to what
again.
they were to what just now. Like, it's a major company. Whatever Colorado paying Prime, they need to go ahead and double their salary now, because they said they generated almost like $100 million just already.
The Deion effect.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Deion effect is real too. I went to my niece's. She's a cheerleader. 6 years old, went to their little AAU cheerleading tournament, football tournament. Everybody had on the reflecting shades. The whole cheerleader squad, all the players, man, Prime doing his thing. He's a marketing genius. And he been doing it since before he got in the league.
And that's just how he always been.
Like,
and it's not like he's like disrespecting anybody else. He has confidence, and like he was saying, his confidence, makes people feel uncomfortable about themselves.
Facts.
But I'm all for Prime, man. I still think at the end of the year, I think they'll still be a top 25 team. I know they fell out of the top 25, but I think by the end of the year, they'll still be one of the top teams in the country. I'll go out on a limb. I think they'll win Saturday at home against USC. I think it's going to be a shootout, though, but I don't think USC has the type of defense that can slow them down. I wish Travis Hunter was playing.
Right.
Can we talk about that? That was a dirty hit.
Yeah.
There's no reason why that guy shouldn't have been ejected right off the rip.
Yeah, he should have.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely a late
cheap
hit.
shot.
It was a cheap shot.
But
I don't know. They came out ready to play though. I'll give Colorado State that they were ready to play. They were motivated. They probably should have won that game, even though they didn't. But that definitely was a late hit on Travis Hunter. And the kid definitely should have been ejected. Mm-hmm. But I think they gonna miss him. They do miss him, but regardless, last Saturday it didn't make a difference if he was gonna be out there or not. It just wasn't no way they was going.
And shout out to coach being a great figure to him. I know the media talking about how Travis texted and said he playing guaranteed this week. Prime was like, nah. Like your future way brighter than what's going on. So that's
I respect that because a lot of coaches. They just want to win, so
that's what makes them different.
Exactly,
that's what I love about them.
Exactly, because a lot of coaches they trying to win, and so they don't care about these kids' health. So if you give them a better chance of winning and getting to a national championship, they gonna put you out there. Prime just like it's just your life and your health is much bigger than football. So we gonna let you rest until you get ready, till it's time for you to come back out on the field. So respect the Prime for that too. Marketing
genius, everything he doing is calculated. When this new portal come out,
it's gonna be a game changer again.
He's doing everything right. What'd he say? Yeah, I ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
He ain't.
So let's talk about Losa's Cowboys.
First of
How
all,
about them Cowboys?
Yeah, well, he really a adopted fan.
Okay.
Nah.
Talk about your voice.
They look bad. They look bad Sunday.
Who they lost to?
They lost to Arizona. They look bad.
Arizona.
They lost. They look.
We
bad
drank those. Like, what did you talking about?
I thought even though they lost Trayvon Diggs for the season, I still thought they would have beat Arizona. I think, going into a game like this is Arizona, we gonna walk all over them. Joshua Dobbs at quarterback. And they came in there and got ran off the field. Like they look bad. Dak turning the ball over. They just couldn't get it going. But
Cowboys being the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But they still going to the Super Bowl though, right?
Yeah, I'm still all
in.
I'm still all in. I ain't gonna change my mind yet, man. It's one loss. I can't remember who they playing Sunday.
They gonna play the Panthers in a while.
The Patriots on Sunday.
I'm gonna take Dallas in that game. I take Dallas in that game. I think they're gonna bounce back. Michael Parsons in the defense. I don't trust Mac Jones like that. He's okay, but
can we talk about the Panthers gonna play him at home in Charlotte?
I'm taking Dallas in that game.
We're gonna smoke their boots.
I'm taking Dallas in that
game.
Andy
Dalton, Bryce Young.
You need that.
We'll go get Cam if we have
11-6. You need that game. That's gonna be one of the ones you need if y'all going to 11-6.
Dusting their boots, man.
But man,
Cowboys are atrocious.
Dallas is gonna be all right, man. It's just one of those games. It was like a letdown game. Just looking ahead, thinking that you're gonna win that one, even though it's the NFL with the best of the best. They didn't look good right there in that game, but man, it's just one loss. I think they still gonna be.
I love when they lose. I'm just be honest.
I'm not a Cowboys fan.
It's like a sweet joy.
I can't tell.
When I make my prediction, I look at the team and like, what did the team do to get better in the offseason? So when I saw they got Stephon Gilmore, you get Brandon Cooks, I felt like those were two big pieces to an already good team. The problem was Dak turning the ball over. And he turned the ball over against Arizona.
And then they pay him.
Oh yeah, he already got a
That's what I'm
contract.
saying, like-
But he got like another year on his contract. But he gonna have to prove something. But man, I think it happens, man. It's the NFL. It's one game. I think when it's time to rise to the occasion, I think they're gonna be all right.
Okay.
And I got them winning Sunday against New England. They gonna bounce back in that game.
Sounds
Does
good.
Zeke
This
have a
gonna
big
tell
game?
us. Nah, I don't
No?
think so. Nah, because New England, their game plan is never like focused around one player. It's like a by committee. Like so, whoever
It's
has
a
it
machine.
going. Yeah, it's not unless you Tom Brady. But other than that, it's just by committee. Running backs by committee or whoever like the game plan is based around. So I don't think he might get 40, 50 yards, but just I don't think Zeke just gonna run for like 120 or 150 or anything like that. But man, I think Dallas gonna definitely key in on the running game, and Michael Parsons, they're gonna put a lot of pressure on Mac Jones. So yeah, I think Dallas gonna be all right Sunday.
You heard it here from number one fan.
Ain't number one, but they are all right. It's only one game.
Who your team play?
Who do we play? I think we play Cleveland.
Y'all play
Sunday.
Browns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a letdown game. That one definitely let me down. I was disappointed. I mean, we had like 7 or 8 injuries on the team, but I was like, man, this the Colts. And that's what frustrated me. Is like the teams that I feel like we should beat, we need to take care of business and win. This type of letdown games. My 2 Super Bowl picks, Ravens, Cowboys, and they both of them let me down. But
Trash.
one game, I trust Lamar, and once we get some guys back healthy, man, we're gonna be all right. But Cleveland that's gonna be a tough game though. But no Bradley Chubb, so no Chubb, Nick Chubb, I mean. So man, we'll be all right. We're gonna be all right. Just one game, like I said, one game.
All right, so let's talk about your team that you said was the most exciting team that you predicted to be very exciting. So Miami put up 70 points. 70
Video
points,
game
y'all.
I think I said that.
Video
70
game numbers.
points.
Man, that was crazy. So I was at home watching the game, and it was just like they kept on scoring. And by the time I stopped looking at it, it was like 35-10. I was like, man, this game over with. I'm done watching it. And then next thing I know, to go back to the game, it's 70-20. I'm like, something ain't right about this, man. Like, you really let them put up that many points. It's like, we don't even do that on video games.
These boys had the chance to break the record, and the coach took the humble route and took a knee. I'm kicking that field goal.
I'm getting that record.
The record was like since 1965.
I'm getting the record.
I'm getting it. I got to get that.
Because and it's no disrespect to the other team, but it's like we got a chance to make history, something that ain't never been done.
You out here ain't doing your job.
That's on
don't
y'all.
mean I don't got to do my job.
Yeah, right.
Like,
that's
we
on
all
y'all.
getting paid. Do your job.
But, man,
70 over there's 10 touchdowns.
They got beat by 50.
Man,
50.
Man,
How you get beat by 50 in football? You know how bad you got to be?
I hope ain't nobody have Broncos defense.
Oh,
Them boys should have. That should be negative in fantasy football.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look at it now. But, that was bad, man. And Miami they look good. Right now, to me, I would probably say they the best team in football just for right now. But
them boys the most exciting. I told you that speed, man.
Tyreek, everybody, it's like a
and they
track
don't even
team.
got Ramsey.
No Ramsey. Waddle didn't play. And they were just up and down the field like the whole game. Denver just looked bad. Like, that's crazy. Man,
Peyton need to go ahead and hang it up again. Coaching ain't it no more.
You gotta fire somebody for that. Even
Everybody.
You gotta fire somebody.
Like
I was joking the other day when I was at work. I was like, man, I'm gonna fire the maintenance guy or somebody.
Like,
just because you gotta do something.
Shake up, make somebody scared.
Yeah, because
maybe we want to keep their job. Because
if you lose by 50 points in football,
them boys had a basketball score.
That's what I'm saying. In
Colleges
football,
ain't even scoring that in basketball.
In football, you give up 70 points and you only score 20. That's bad all the way around.
You're not getting on the bus that evening. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's
you got to find your way back to the
like,
city.
You got to compete. Like, ain't no reason to give up 70 points.
That's Madden.
You played 60 minutes and you give up 70 points in 60 minutes.
You giving up a point a minute almost.
That's bad.
More than a point.
That's
More
bad,
than a point.
man.
More
That's
than a
real
point a
bad.
minute, boy.
Okay, let's talk about your guys. What y'all
Hey,
doing?
man,
Let's talk about these Panthers.
we still doing what we supposed to do, man. We
Are
rebuilding.
y'all?
We rebuilding.
Okay.
Like, my only thing is we had a chance for Bryce Young to do a QB sneak the game before. And
I
they
ain't like that
subbed him
either.
out
I ain't like
to
that
let
either.
Dalton do the run the play. That let me know you have no confidence whatsoever in his
Exactly.
size. You letting other teams know what your weakness is off the rip. That doesn't build any type of team morale when you trying to get half a yard and you telling
I
your
don't
quarterback,
like that.
your star quarterback, the future
Number
of
one
your
pick. Number one
future
pick.
of your franchise, hey, go have a seat. I'm gonna let this washed up quarterback run these 0.5 yards. That threw my whole vibe off. So at
Yeah,
that point,
I
I knew my 11-6 prediction. It was at that moment I knew. Listen, that threw me off though, man. Like, it hurt, and it's just like the season. Like, I hate to say it, when I see stuff like that, it's like, are we tanking again? Like, when you see stuff that blatant and
I ain't like
easy, that's an experienced rep right there. Let him go on the fly, let him freestyle something. But taking
Yeah.
him out, that messed me up.
I understand. And then what get me is, you knew all this about Bryce Young before you drafted him. You knew
Right.
his height, you know how much he weighed, everything. So you knew all this before you drafted him. But then you want to take him out and put in Andy Dalton. So that's one thing. To me, it's like 4th and 1, 4th and inches. You sub him out and put Andy Dalton in. They know what's coming. So, like, why would you even do something like that? But to me, I just feel like, man, the Panthers, I hope they ain't setting this kid up to fail, man. Because he got a lot of potential, man. And you already know what you're getting in Andy Dalton. You're not going to no Super Bowl, man. You got to let Bryce play through all this, let him learn. Of course, nobody thought the Panthers were going to no Super Bowl anyway, unless you thought they were going.
Still think we have a chance.
But
Hey.
but I just feel like you kind of mess with his confidence when you pulling him out the game and not
Yeah,
letting
of
him play.
course.
And it lets you know your coaching isn't where it needs to be. You should already have plays. If you know it's half a yard and you don't want Bryce to do a QB sneak, you should have game plans set inside. Okay, shoot, we need half a yard. We got this formation set up. We got decent backs. There's different plays to get that 0.5 yards. But you subbing up your star player out just changed the dynamic of everything. It lets us know you ain't prepared. You really don't have confidence. You don't know what you're doing right now. And it doesn't look good.
Just being real, your head coach really over in San Francisco as a defense coordinator.
Steve Wilkes, we didn't do right by you.
Exactly.
Them boys should have hired you. We had a good thing going at the end of that
Turn
season.
the team around. He turned y'all around last year. When they thought they wrote y'all off, he had y'all one game away from winning the division, making the
Man,
playoffs.
he had us when we led that game. We were supposed to make it. That was a bad game. We were supposed to be in the playoffs last year.
Exactly, and
But
that's
guess
why
what they do? Give his job up.
give the job up to somebody else. And now it's like, I feel like it come from the top down. It's as far as like the organization is like, man, it was like, what's really going on? And for me, like, I don't have any inside information, but I remember like when I was interning and I covered the Panthers training camp, like I seen two of and I read one of the articles, two of the top people that was working with the Panthers, they high positions now. Two of those guys just stepped down earlier this year, and one of them was really, in the article that I read, was like really pushing for Steve Wilkes to get the job, endorse him for the job, and he didn't get it. And then the article was saying certain things about when Wright got the job, it was just like he kind of quit coming around the team as much, going to certain events or whatever, something along those lines. It's in the article. It's not something I'm just making up.
Yeah.
But it's just like stuff like that with the organization. It's like when you have people pushing for somebody to get a job, endorse him, and then you seen the guys on the team were like rallying around Wilkes as well, and then you just do. It's like you don't even listen to like the people in your staff. You don't listen to the players. You just go do your own thing, which is your team, it's your money. You can do what you want to
But
do.
that hasn't worked.
Exactly.
Quit being so rebellious and naive to the point blank, blatant stuff. He let him go out there and be a horrible coach for a season or
Exactly.
two. We can afford to do that. We paid Rule all that damn money. Trash.
Nothing.
Had no experience. This guy's been in the organization. Played for, come on, like, give a person, do right by some people. What are moral values
Exactly.
at this point? Like, he's earned that right to F up if he wants to. You giving people that don't even got the right to F up our organization
Exactly.
a check to do it. Like, you.
When you building something special, you got to listen to the people around you. Like, and the guys in the locker room, they know, like, they around this man all the time. So I'm going to take into consideration what the players have to say. And then when you look at the results on the field, like we say, y'all were just one game away from making the playoffs. When y'all were off bad off when y'all fired Matt Rule and Wilkes came in and turned the team around, like, look at the results he put on the field and listen to what the players have to say. Listen to what the people in the organization have to say. And when you don't listen to that type of stuff, I feel like it shows with the team now. And it could be like a lingering effect from last season into now. It's like they look at it like, man, we really let our guy go. Like, he's over in San Francisco. And
Them boys looking good.
they one of the top, even though they already had a top defense, but it still takes coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And they still look good. And they one of the top 2 or 3 teams. To me, they're the second best team in the NFL right now, behind Miami. And you just let him walk out the door, and now hopefully he gets another opportunity next year to be a head coach somewhere else.
Can I give you an example? This is a prime example that the league is just a business, a company, a corporation, just like any other corporation. It's hard for the person that's inside the company to get a promotion, but they'll hire something that's new and shiny that ain't never been in the company and give them a higher up job. Of course, that's going to trickle down and mess with the morale of the company.
Mm-hmm.
That person doesn't know anything about the company other than, oh, I just got hired onto this company. Like, are you really taking the time to see, oh, why is this person looking for a job now? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
and he got fired last season
that's what
by
I'm
the Colts.
saying. Like, why are we hiring people that's got, like, look at promoting somebody versus getting somebody leftover trash,
Exactly.
in my opinion. But that's how the world goes.
Mm-hmm.
You go to any of these companies, most likely people that aren't in higher positions, they're like, it's kind of hard, or they've had situations where people come on the outside and get promoted or hired before them, or looked at as gold and glitter, and come to find out it's really not that.
Exactly.
Man.
And also a lot of, to just being real, it's who they feel more comfortable with. And it's like you see with a lot of times with African-American coaches, they don't have the leeway as a white coach. They come in, they expect immediate results, and if they don't, they already out of there.
What is it, Lovie Smith?
Lovie Smith.
10-6, got fired. They best winning season.
Mm-hmm. Remember way back in the early 2000s, Tony Dungy was with Tampa Bay. They let him go. And then, what's his name?
Which team?
Who came in and won the Super Bowl with, he got fired from Oakland a couple years. He's couple years ago, got fired from the Raiders. I can't even remember his name. It just slipped my mind.
What team?
You know, when Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl in the early
Bruce
2000s.
Arians? Oh, you talking about the early 2000s?
Yeah, in the early 2000s. He used to be up in the booth. I don't know why his name just slipped my mind. But yeah, he came in right after Tony Dungy and won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay.
Shout out to, was it Cincinnati and the Steelers? Them the only teams that I can think of right offhand that's giving the black coach a chance, and they've had long tenures.
Art Shell? Is that who you're talking
No,
about?
now I said no. This is like 2002 when they won the Super Bowl. But he was coaching the Raiders, but he got fired like a couple years ago or something like that. Oh man, now
I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, it's crazy because he used to be in the booth for Monday Night Football, and then he got the job with the Raiders. Dang man, I can't believe I forgot his name. Shoot, I want to look it up. Just do Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl or something. We gonna find it. Dang, I don't know why his name just slipped my mind like that.
Like, man, it just goes to show. Like I said, those two teams, Cincinnati and the Steelers, gave black coaches a long tenure and let them have growing pains. It wasn't you have a losing season, you fire. Them guys was able to stay on those teams for decades, right? Both of them at least 10 years. Like, and as you see, they had some sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin. That man's still holding on. Like, even if he have a horrible season, like,
and
they gonna talk about it.
I know some people that don't look like us, and they, for whatever reason, they ready for Mike Tomlin to become. I'm like, man, you better appreciate what you have because he ain't had a losing season since he been in Pittsburgh.
Right.
But like I said, for some reason, I don't know, it's like a inferiority issue with some people. Is like
when
to
you
see a
feel,
person
when you
in
feel
color
inferior to someone else
in those positions, it's like it just makes them uncomfortable. And unfortunately, African American coaches like Steve Wilkes, they don't get that same opportunity, or a coach just doesn't have that leeway to have a hard season and then come back. They just don't have those opportunities. Exactly.
What can you do for me? And if you can't do nothing for me, we'll see you.
All right, y'all. So starting this week, we're going to be doing game picks. So week 4, we're going to be doing some game picks. We got Nash picking. We got Los picking.
Man, weeks 1 through 3 was a little shaky.
Them
my little scrimmage weeks. Had to see what the teams was looking like. But I'm going undefeated here on out. I'm going to say I'm going to probably go 80% with the game picks.
80%. Okay, I'm
80%.
writing this down, okay?
Go ahead and put 80%.
Got this.
I'm going for the perfect season.
All right. Thursday night, we got the Lions and the Packers. Who you got?
Who at home? Matter of fact.
She did say Lions at Packers.
I think it is Lions at Packers. Pretty sure.
That's going to be tough.
Nope. Yeah, Lions at Packers. Sorry, my bad. Lions at Packers.
Give me the Lions. Like I said, one of my sleeper teams. The boys looking good. They getting their confidence every game. Primetime game away. I think they're going to step up and show what they're really about this season.
Yeah, I like Detroit in that game too. I think they got a lot of weapons, man. I think right now, even on the road, I think they gonna win that game. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Okay, Falcons and Jags.
I'm going Jags. I'm gonna take the Jags because I don't think I trust Trevor Lawrence more than I do Desmond Ridder, and I think Calvin really we looking to make a statement against his former team. I'm gonna say the Jags in that game, even though I like Bijan Robinson for the Falcons, the running back. He nice, but I think I'm gonna take Jacksonville in that game.
Man, it's an international game, so it's a toss-up. Ain't nobody got home field advantage. Mm-hmm. Since the Falcons in my division, I'm going Jaguars.
Jags, all right. Dolphins, Bills.
I'm going Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they the better team. And then they playing at Buffalo at the right time because it's not too cold.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, while they hot, I'm going to take Miami to win over Buffalo.
What you just said, while they hot, that game is over with. They should have saved some of them points for this week. I'm going with the Bills.
The Bills.
Josh Allen.
I told you, I don't trust Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
And what happened that Monday night against the Jets? He looked terrible.
Josh Allen.
Okay. Broncos, Bears.
This is trash and trash. This might be a draw.
0-3.
This might be a draw.
Hey, it would be crazy if they going to overtime, though. Hey,
Man, Broncos got their ass, so they got to bounce back this game.
I'm going to say Chicago look bad right now. And then you got Justin Fields calling out the team, the coaching. Man, I think Sean Payton going – it can't get no worse. I'm gonna take Denver in this game. I'll take Denver over Chicago.
Give me the Bears.
Give
me the Bears.
Ain't no way.
It's the first of the month. The boys know they need their job. They're gonna step up. Bills got to be paid. Give me the Bears.
Okay, Los, Ravens, Browns.
You gotta think about your team.
We got a lot
this guy is really a Cowboys fan right now.
We got a lot of injuries, man, and I think we're gonna get some. If we get some people back, Nick Chubb out for them. I know they brought back Kareem Hunt, but man, we need this game. I'm gonna pick us to win this one. We're gonna bounce back.
That was a hard pick.
3-1. Yeah, it was. That was
That's
tough.
your team, and that was hard.
That's tough.
Watson. And the Browns.
I told you.
Browns, okay.
Easy.
Steelers, Texans.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh to win that game. They got a solid defense. I think
they looked good last week.
Yeah, they defense solid. And T.J. Watt, he gonna lead the league in sacks right now. They gonna give Stroud a hard time. I think Pittsburgh gonna pull that game out.
Going Steelers as well.
Steelers, all right.
Hard as it may be.
Vikings, Panthers.
Panthers.
See,
Ain't
you
no
see
way.
how you just picked the team
Ain't no
real
way
quick?
we finna go 0-4.
Yeah, but look who they playing though. They playing
The
Minnesota.
Vikings have been consistent for the last
They've been terrible,
10
but
years.
man, I expect
Who you
Justin
going for?
Jefferson. I mean,
You don't. Our defense like that.
I root for the home
you going
team.
for?
But don't get me wrong. Like I said, I just feel like
Who are you going
y'all
for?
organization right now it's a lot of question
Mark them
marks.
down for the Vikings.
But right
man.
now, yeah, I'm taking the Vikings in this
Mark
one.
them down. Let's go.
Justin Jefferson, I think he's gonna have another big game.
We gonna gritty on him.
And J.C. Horn, man, what's up with him?
Don't worry about.
He
what's
just
up with
stay
him.
he just stay hurt all the time.
This artificial turf, man, is something. These boys' ankles and Achilles
He
and
stay
calf
hurt.
muscles.
He been hurt
and
every year
hamstrings.
since he been in
Be
the league.
awful.
All right, Rams, Colts.
This is one of them games that is a bait game. I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts in this one. I think they might be a little bit better than people think. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts. They beat us, and I think their defense is pretty solid. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts.
Bucks, Saints.
I picked the Saints to win the division, so I'm gonna take them again. I'm gonna take the Saints to win this game. Hopefully, Derek Carr come back. I'm assuming that he gonna play Sunday, so I'm gonna take Derek Carr and the Saints.
Both of these are divisional opponents. I would say draw, but then that'll make me lose on the leaderboard. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Broncos.
Not the
No,
Broncos. Buccaneers.
I was like, huh?
Same thing. That's how you
Same
know I
thing.
don't want to pick either one of them. The Broncos need a dub. That's why I'm just trying to get them a dub.
You want bad.
All right, Commanders, Eagles.
Eagles.
Divisional game.
I'm going Philly.
Divisional games are always a toss-up. Give me Commanders.
I'm taking the Eagles. Man, they get Commanders. They got the brakes beat off them Sunday by Buffalo, but I just think Eagles top to bottom got a better. And man, when I watched that game Monday, the way Philly ran the ball, like they were just moving Tampa Bay off the line. Like they was picking up 4-5 yards of clips. If they can run the ball like that, Jalen Hurts still got to find his rhythm. But they still got a good team, offense and defense, man.
Facts.
Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles.
Bengals, Titans.
I'm going Bengals.
Bengals. Titans terrible.
Yeah, they.
If I was them, I would go ahead and move Derrick Henry too. While you can get some value, because Tennessee ain't going nowhere.
Ship them Carolina.
I
We
would
could use
take.
them.
Nah, he don't need to go there either. He trying to win. Don't go there. We
Okay.
need to get, but they ain't gonna trade him to the AFC. But
Raiders, Chargers.
that's another coach that should have been fired too. Staley for I think it's his name for the Chargers. He need to be gone too. He been blowing games since that playoff game last year, that 27-0. He should have been. That's another reason we were saying going back. Coaches that look like us don't have that type of leeway. But that's another story. But Chargers and Raiders, yeah, I'm taking Chargers. I think they still got enough firepower to win that game.
Give me the Raiders.
Yeah, Jimmy G, man, I don't really feel like the Raiders got that much better from last year. You let Derek Carr go, but then you get Jimmy G. Like
a
that don't
wash.
even feel
That was
like
a wash.
upgrade. Like it's just you pretty much stayed the same.
Him and Adams get on the same page. It could
Yeah,
be
Devontae,
scary.
he a dog though.
Exactly.
Devontae, he cold.
Los, I know who you picking. So Nash, Patriots, Cowboys.
Man, Zeke gonna run
Be
it up.
realistic.
Zeke finna run it up on them boys, but man,
Exactly.
like it just don't do right with my spirit having to cheer for the Cowboys. And I'm gonna hurt myself if the Patriots win this week. I'm going Cowboys though.
Yeah, I'm going I'm picking Dallas.
I know.
They're a better team. I think they're gonna wake up and respond from last week because that was a big time letdown. So I'm taking the Cowboys in that one.
Okay.
Come on, Dak. Stop turning the ball over, man.
Cardinals 49ers.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. That's 49.
See, he just go off what he don't think before he speak.
Mm-mm.
You just said the 49ers?
49ers. I dare you to take the Cardinals. You know they ain't going to
I'm definitely taking the Cardinals. You know why? You know why? Sometimes you got to think analytics. Brock Purdy is undefeated, 8-0 in the regular season games. Starts. You think he's finna go 9-0? You think he's finna go 9-0
too?
The Cardinals just came off a great win against your Super Bowl Cowboys. So them boys are on the high horse. Now they finna place another tough team. Them boys feeling good.
San Francisco on a mission. Like they feel
Sign
like they
me up
should have
for
been
the
in the
Cardinals.
Super Bowl.
Sign me up for the
Brock
Cardinals,
Purdy
please.
Got injured last year.
I might spot them points.
You know you ain't gonna do that.
Give me the Cardinals, please, and thanks.
49ers win by
Nah, he
7.
one of those goals.
They gonna win by 7. Yeah, that's over. Yeah, they gonna take care of business. They
Cardinals.
motivated.
All right, Chiefs, Jets.
Chiefs.
With Zach Wilson?
Too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Mahomes ain't
I
gonna
need to
lose
make
that
y'all.
game.
All right, since that one's so easy, what's the score?
Let's go on that one.
Yep.
Give me
that's
38-10.
I about to say
Give me 38-10.
All right.
I want to say 5.
You want to have a weird scope?
Man, I'm going. Man,
That boy
they just look so bad with Zach Wilson in there. Like they can't move the ball. Man, I'm going 31-7. Man, they just look bad. They look 30.
Right.
31-6. They getting 2 field goals. They look bad.
31-6.
Yeah, 31-6. They look bad.
I should put it on there. All right, last game. Seahawks, Giants.
Seahawks.
Is Saquon playing?
It don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, I got 2 more predictions too.
That's
We
a
can
Monday
write this
night
down.
football game?
Yeah.
That's an awful game, boy.
I got 2 predictions around the Seahawks too. We can
Can I
write them
say
down
my?
in a minute.
Can
Go
I say
ahead.
my? Who he pick? Cause I gotta go. I got
Seahawks.
opposite of the Seahawks.
You gonna pick the Giants?
Give me the Giants Monday night
Boy,
football.
they good and terrible.
Monday
Like, you
night
just
football.
like being different.
Monday night. Watch when we see these games next week. Steve on to something.
Look, I can't wait. I really can't wait.
I got 2 predictions around the Seahawks.
Okay.
And I'd have had this since way before the season kicked off. Number 1, the Seattle Seahawks are going to win the NFC West. We can write that down. The Seahawks going to win the NFC West. And then the second one, the Seahawks go to the NFC Championship. They're going to play the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. They're my 2 predictions around the Seahawks. Now, they're going to lose to Dallas, but they're going to get there.
With who?
What you mean with who?
With Geno?
Yeah. Geno good enough to get them there, I think. And then when you look at it, like all the elite quarterbacks, they over in the AFC really. Like, what quarterback would you consider elite in the NFC right now? Like, if you think about all the teams in the NFC, like what quarterback is elite? You got Burrow. Well, you got Jalen Hurts. But you got Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers out now. You got Mahomes. Everybody in the AFC.
Yeah.
NFC is a toss-up. So the pieces that they got around Geno, and then the defense been giving up a lot of points. But I think if he healthy when he come back, Jamal Adams, I think he going to help him out in the secondary. Seahawks win the NFC West. And then they going to the NFC Championship against the Dallas Cowboys.
Geno.
They're not going to win.
Geno.
They're not going to win,
Wait,
but they going to get it.
Make sure. You're saying the Cowboys are winning. The Seahawks are losing.
Yeah. The Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. So the Cowboys play the Seahawks in the NFC Championship, and then they beat them. But the Seahawks going to have a good run. They're going to win the division, and they're going to get to the NFC Championship.
Geno, drink your water. do all your health needs, drink your elderberry juice and all that good stuff.
Gino got some weapons around him.
Because I pray for you, Gino, because he was so high up on the Jets. Aaron Rodgers stepped off one step, over with.
Yeah, man.
Gino, protect yourself. Los is a jinx. Los is a jinx.
If injuries come into play, I mean, you can't control that. But
you are a jinx.
Healthy.
This boy jinx my quarterback.
Well, that's a better chance for the Panthers then. If I jinx Seattle, that means y'all got a better chance of making a run.
We still going to the Super Bowl. That's not going to change.
When?
This year.
You want to write that down?
I can't wait.
Too?
Listen, I can't wait.
You want to write down Panthers going to the Super Bowl?
That's already written. It's written.
Who gonna be the quarterback? Andy Dalton or Bryce?
I don't care. Andy Dalton.
Panthers to the Super Bowl.
It don't matter.
In Vegas. So they gonna be
and
in
we
Vegas.
Going
against who?
I'm talking about we going with the homies. We going to Vegas. I don't care who we play. Panthers in the Super Bowl. Everything on me.
To watch?
Yeah.
Y'all going to watch the Super Bowl?
You going to watch us because the Panthers going. I'm flying all the homies out. Crystal too. We in Vegas. February.
We do need to go out there to Vegas, do a show out there. We're going to make that happen. We're going to do something.
Wrap it up.
Y'all, that has been another episode of Yet Very Bold Predictions. But I am your host, Crystal K. We got Nash. We got Lowe's.
Perfect season.
Signing out.
Yep. Thank y'all so much for listening to all of this. We're out.
We out.
We out.